Losing to spot me. So here we go. Patriots and Giants, and the #1 player in the world, Michael Skimbo, will get the ball first.
Nobody out of these 2 games that are going on right now has a win so far in Ultimate League, and that's going to change for 2 of these 4 competitors. Michael Skimbo, I mean, he's been calling me all week, just talking about how locked in he's been, trying to get ready, but he also was dealing with the flu. Well prepared. He said he had a temperature over 100 degrees, had to go to the doctor's office, so not able to prep like he normally does, but I mean, Skimbo with the flu is probably still better preparation than.
It was rough up in Minnesota, to say the least, weather-wise. And he finds Grant on a quick drag here, 6 yards.
The interesting thing about Skimbo's roster is you see a lot of these Herschel Walkers and the Derrick Henrys and, you know, the speedster McKinnon, guys with these good running backs. Skimbo goes with the 78 overall gold Jamal Charles item, which is unheard of.
And the reason he picked Charles is because he's got the guy with the right cap that can still catch the ball on a 4th and 1.
Yeah, we talked about it. We talked to him about this Charles pickup. He doesn't run the ball a lot, but he just says, I need a running back that can catch the ball when I dump down to that table route. He says Charles is that guy. Wow.
Small window, can't hang on, and just like that, Skimbo's on a 4th and 3. How big of a stop would this be for Imsteveyj in the opening drive?
Yeah, this would be huge. If you can get some momentum, especially, remember, Skimbo's on a 2-game losing skid because he lost the problem in the club championship.
Let's go, baby.
Oh, it's picked off!
It's Barr!
And Anthony will have it at the 14, and one of the wildest interceptions you'll ever see.
You really don't ever see him make these interceptions off of the leg. Pro Bowl Anthony Barr, though, he can do anything.
Wow. It's going to be an incompletion at the very least. He was going to have the ball, but now he's got it at the 14.
Skim not feeling it. And like I said, coming off a 2-game losing streak in MCS play where he lost the problem in the club championship, lost his game 1 matchup against Young Kiv, where he finds himself against Imsteveyj, losing momentum early.
Last 2 losses are his only losses in Madden 18 live events. He's 7-2 this year. Imsteveyj, it's got him in a good spot. Works it down to the 9. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 5.
I should mention, these guys matched up earlier in the season at the Madden Classic, which Skimbo ended up going and winning. And when Skim played Imsteveyj in group play, he beat him 27-3 in that matchup. So Stevie likely looking for a little bit of revenge.
Able to get him to jump. Will that be enough for the first down? It's going to be 3rd and short. So 3rd and inches at the 4. After the jump on aggressive. Got coaching adjustments in game. You can set your line to be really aggressive or balanced or conservative. And when you put on aggressive, it's going to be the opportunity that your guys might jump. Needs an inch. Doesn't get it.
What a hit by Skim!
We got a ball game here early.
Oh, man. Showing some emotion. Clicks on Harrison Smith. Big hit, a fumble. You want to take my momentum, Stevie? Here I come.
Now Skimbo.
That was big.
Second chance at an opening drive here. 2nd and 7 from the 12.
That Harrison Smith, Coltrane, he's got 93 hit power. And that's the rating that'll help you cause fumbles on those big hits.
Wentz looking.
Oh, missed the read.
I'm just telling you, these last 3 games, Skimbo is one of the best passers we've seen in the MCS era. He has looked terrible.
I don't know. Terrible's the word, Scott.
Terrible.
He's missed some reads for sure. It seemed like he had the deep mountain route coming across late. Saw him miss a corner route on his first possession of the game. Oh, man, that's sweet.
And Joey Bosa gets a block shed. That's what he's known for.
Very impulsive. I mean, he's one of the more popular items in Madden Ultimate Team, because he can stop the run and he has elite power move and finesse moves.
He's been a favorite over the last 2 years of Madden football. Now 4th and 16. Wild start. And you're right. I mean, maybe terrible is going out a little too far, but Michael Skimbo is a guy that's fearless at throwing the football. But these last 3 games, he's been very timid.
Yeah, you see him right there punting the ball. I mean, it's about as rare as a Bigfoot sighting when you see Mike Skim getting the boot out with the punter.
But gets it out of danger for the moment. Ball to 39, 1st and 10. And I guess, after you talk about their last matchup being 27-3, Skim feels like, okay, I got run defense. I'm just going to have to stand tall here and sort of weather the storm.
Yeah, but keep in mind, he didn't have to deal with Herschel Walker in that situation. When they played early in the season, I was in the Madden Classic where they used regular teams with, the default rosters. Obviously here we're an ultimate team where you construct your team of, current NFL players, former NFL legends.
I'm trying to think.
A whole nother ball game.
Stevie's team, I think it might have been the Vikings.
The Vikings.
Yeah, because of that defense.
Yeah.
So didn't have a prolific running game all the way back at the start of the year. Boy, it seems like forever ago. 3rd and 7. Up the gut. That's going to bring up a 4th down at the 34. Make it 4th and 5.
Momentum plays after momentum plays. Stevie just going to take his 3.
51-yarder for Prater. That's that 92 football outsider that's become the meta. And he kicks it through.
And you saw Skimbo was in a safe kick block formation right there. He actually didn't want to block the kick, and it's because I believe he saw Stevie J run that fake field goal in his first game of the season. That was a smart play by Stevie. I'm telling you, you show something on tape where you're willing to run the fake, it's really going to make your opponents think about it later in the season if they try to block your kick.
Devin Hester, maybe one of the best kick returners of all time. Let's go double box here, as it's 3-point game between Stevie and Skimbo, but it's 0-0 between Goes and Prodigy. And there's Goes on the run. You got to be careful in these situations. You saw strip animation starting to develop, but now he's got a 1st and 10 at the 13 for the Madden Club champion.
If you're Ghost, this is where you get a chance to, back up all that talk of I wasn't feeling good at the club after the club championship when I lost in my first game to Joel. It was just cobwebs. I was rusty. Well, no excuses now if you're Ghost. You've had plenty of time to adjust, regroup, and you got to bring it here in your second game of the Ultimate League.
Like Maurice Jones-Drew grandma used to say, excuses are a bridge to nowhere.
Good saying. MJD's grandma sounds like a gully lady. Much respect.
2nd and 6 at the 9. Trying to get the opening score here with 1:20 remaining in the quarter. Hands it off to Herschel Walker. He's been a favorite of this EMB crew.
Yeah, we saw all of them pretty much use Herschel Walker. Joke had Herschel Walker. Stevie J's got Herschel Walker. Ghost has Herschel Walker. Safa with Herschel Walker. So yeah, all of them just rocking Matt Herschel.
Some of the beauties of salary cap is you're not forced to use them, but when you have a crew that says, hey, Herschel Walker's the move, and you prove it, boy, it's been proved time and time again here in the Ultimate League thus far. So make it a 3-point game. It's up and it is good. Goes strikes first over Prodigy. Remember, all the games going on right now, these guys are winless. And that's crazy to say for 3 belts being represented. One with Goes, who is our latest champion. Got it done out at the Super Bowl, and goes Michael Skimbo with 2.
Early in the season.
See Imsteveyj with it again, RG. It was a 4th and 18 that Skimbo was unable to convert. I'm telling you, used to score in bunches, out of the bunch. But he's the mayor of Struggleville right now for Michael Skimbo. Still 30-something seconds left over on the left side, so let's see what Prodigy can do. 25 seconds to go here in the first. Prodigy trying to answer the field goal by Goes. Deshaun. Rolling, looking, throwing. And there's Richardson. And that's the animation that most of the time you can't get your feet in bounds, but this time able to haul it in at the 39. Just a reminder for the folks at home, they're still playing on the previous patch, not the current patch that's out now. 3-0. That's the similarities. Goes with the lead, and Imsteveyj in a defensive battle with Michael Skimbo has a 3-point lead. Start of the second quarter between Skimbo and Imsteveyj. Ball at the 14. It's going to be a key 3rd and 3 for Stevie. He's got down here a few times. Skimbo's been able to hold the door. One fumble, and then he held him to a long field goal on his possessions. Game could be much worse right now, RG, for Skimbo.
Yeah, but this is critical time for Skim where he can't let Imsteveyj convert this into a touchdown. Is for Skim, you got the ball first, you already got stopped. You can't be going down 2 possessions against a player like Imsteveyj. So you really need to get stingy here on defense.
Quick drop. On 3rd down, looking, no one's there, so he's going to use his legs. Going to depend on the spot, RG. 1st and 10.
Big first down by Stevie. Running around with that Mariota and his 88 speed.
I'm not unaggressive.
You hear Michael Skimbo saying he's not on aggressive, but Leonard Williams
that's the second time I'm
is
not
being
aggressive
no matter what. Maybe we can get our stats czar, our ratings guy, Donnie Moore, to see if that Leonard Williams is susceptible to a more aggressive style of gameplay. Yeah. They all have characteristics, RG.
Yeah, there's a penalty trait, and what will happen is if you have the average, the normal one, or the undisciplined trait, you're able to jump off. You have a chance of jumping off sides, a small chance when you're not on that aggressive pass rush. If you have that discipline, you only jump off sides if they're on the aggressive pass rush.
In a pretty wheel route that's going to be down at the half-yard line. You've seen the EMB crew love running that wheel down close to the goal line.
Yeah, that's a good route. We've seen them have a lot of success with that. It's usually scary. You're worried you throw an interception, but we haven't seen that yet from the EMB guys.
By the way, the first couple weeks of Madden 18, that halfback wheel play that Stevie just ran, nightmarish. I mean, you could not stop it.
It's a halfback wheel.
The meta changes ever so frequently as he's unable to get in there. 2nd and goal. He'll go back. And this time he punches it in, and Imsteveyj has now got a 2-possession lead.
Got the info from Donnie that Leonard Williams, he has the normal penalty trait, so though it's not likely for him to jump off sides in that situation,
still possible.
It is possible.
Maybe Skimbo needs to check his coach's settings there, but you know, the veteran in Michael Skimbo, you got to believe him. He set those things 1,000 times.
Well, he just the thing that you need to see from Skimbo in this tournament is he's going to need to play very mentally. He needs to be very mentally strong throughout the season. There's so many expectations on him. He's on a little bit of a losing streak, which is not something he deals with often. And you're going to get everybody's best game. You're the guy that everybody wants to beat, that everybody wants to play. And it's like, you know, the Golden State Warriors or, you know, the Patriots. You got to deal with everybody's best shot. And
has a target on his back.
And if things don't go your way in the first couple of games, it can get really frustrating and demoralizing. And Skim just can't let that happen.
I mean, there's nothing there, and he's got to do a little bit more of that.
And the other thing we're seeing is Skim is staying in this gun bunch, and it's obviously a very popular offense. It's a big part of the meta. But after a while, you got to think these guys are, you know, they've been playing against it all year. Eventually, they're going to keen into the things you want to do, and you know it's going to get harder and harder to have success with that type of formation, especially this late in the year.
We were able to talk to Imsteveyj about what it's like to play against Michael Skimbo.
Skimbo has been probably one of the most consistent and best players the past 2 years, so I know he always prepares super well. He does the Bill Belichick method, just do your homework and practice as much as possible. So he's obviously going to be a tough out.
Well, he's got a 10-point lead here, but you could hear the respect of Imsteveyj, of Michael Skimbo in his voice, but he's 4 of 12. Tell me the last time Michael Skimbo's been 4 of 12.
I can't tell you.
I mean, and normally he just sort of psychs us out, saying he doesn't feel well about his offense going into a tournament, and then he ends up winning the belt. But right now, I'm inclined to believe him a little bit. Double box action. Prodigy down on the 9 as Michael Skimbo.
Pumping the ball.
So Prodigy with a big pass got him down in the red zone. Michael Skimbo's facing a 4th and 23.
You thinking about going for this?
And we're talking about Michael Skimbo maybe losing 3 straight games. He'll be 0-2 in the Ultimate League. It's one thing to lose to Kiv in a shootout. It's another thing entirely to get blown out by Imsteveyj. This can't happen, but Imsteveyj's got the ball again at the 9 after the turnover on downs.
Imsteveyj's playing with a lot of passion up there. He's making big plays. He's letting Skimbo hear about it. And young Jaworski gives it back to Herschel, and he's in for another touchdown. It's a clinic by Steven Jaworski right now against the #1 player in the world, Mike Skim.
It reminds me a little bit of the Packers in the early 60s of, hey, I'm going to run this running play, and you're going to have to stop it. You know, Vince Lombardi, time after time, power sweep, power sweep, power sweep. And either you stop it or you can't. And right now, Imsteveyj up 17-0. As Prodigy on the left-hand side of your screen is going to tie things up with a field goal. But right now, I mean, I know you got a tie game on the left, but the story here in the second game is Imsteveyj up 17-0 over Skimbo.
Yeah, and if you're Imsteveyj, one thing you talk about that pitch, tight slots offense. He's been running that all year. Oh,
put your feet in, baby! Oh my God!
He's hungry.
He's already thrown a pick already.
But he's been running that offense all year, Scott. It's not like he saw it from somebody, got in their game room, and you know, just try to incorporate it. This is what he's been doing all season long. It's very effective, and he's very comfortable running it, and he's willing to commit to that run game.
Let's go!
And something that's being overlooked right now as we hit the 2-minute warning is the user defense of Stevie. I mean, there's nothing there. Look at the guy. He's running wild in the middle of the field. And that leaves enough time for Duke Riley to get to the quarterback once again.
And that's that Pro Bowl Anthony Barr. So that's a 6'5", 90 speed phenom. Imsteveyj's controlling around. Look at that red star under him.
Skimbo has not been able to cross midfield yet. Low throw. Boy, that looked like one you could have just thrown.
He's so in the habit of throwing that low throw possession catch. That time, it was just so open. He could have racked it and been on his horse. It's it's rare that you get a first down and you say poor execution, but
hey, for Skimbo, he'll take a first down right now. It's been a real struggle fest here in the first half for the #1 player in the world.
Here's the thing, he's not out of the game. His offense is good enough. But if he could just put together a scoring drive, sniff out a stop, be right back in this. He's focused.
I mean, after the performance in Minnesota, I sort of mentally re-ranked the players in my mind. And I know he's #1 overall as far as points go, as Ocho Cinco can't hold on. But right now, I got young Kiv 1, that problem 2, and Skimbo all the way down at 3, just based on these last 2 games. And here in the third game, it's much of the same.
Got the Kiver at 1, huh?
To me, of all the games we saw, the club championship and everything, young Kiv's win over Skimbo that you saw on Disney XD was a tremendous step by Kiv.
He's right there, but I think with Kiv, you want to see him, A, get one of those belts, and B, I think one of the things that hurt him this year was not winning that Seahawks
That's
Club
right,
championship.
Killer Mike.
Losing to Killer Mike for the 2nd year in a row.
That's a great point. Well, Michael Skimbo's on the move here finally.
Yeah, and those are just your
No, I'm just this is me. This is unofficial. This is in the mind of me.
Put it this way, Kiv is good enough. If he were to win the Ultimate League or make a serious run, it wouldn't surprise anybody. That's one of the top players.
He was right there with Drini. Yeah. He was up 6-3, and then the wheels just came completely off the wagon, and Drini won his first belt in his rookie year. 3rd and 6 here for Skimbo. Trying to get back in this one. You got to get points right here, and I think that's what he's thinking is he's going to make it a 2-possession game. Remember, Stevie J gets the ball first to start the second half, so with 3 timeouts, he could have the opportunity to double dip the chip. And it's up, and it's good.
The 3 timeouts are a big deal for Stevie, too, because he's not super pass heavy, but he could run that pitch now. He could run the ball with this 44 seconds and still have a chance to efficiently move this ball up the field. So Skimbo in a pressure situation here. He needs to get stingy.
Double box action, 3rd and 3 on the left as goes. 31 seconds before the half. He's trying to break this 3-3 tie. Can't get the feet in bounds. So he might settle for 3. And there's that pitch on the right side that you were talking about with plenty of timeouts. So Goes will go up 6-3 on the left side, and here comes a big 39-second drive for Stevie J. Can he erase the field goal that Skimbo took the whole half to get? Pitch again. Can he get a block? Cuts it back. Maybe got 2.
It's important for Skim not to let Stevie get these points back. You do not want to go into the second half down 3 possessions with Stevie getting ball.
Gets to the quarterback there, and Skim will use a timeout. Here's a 3rd and 11. And Stevie's offensive numbers aren't, mind-blowing. It's because he's been playing on a short field all first half.
Uh-oh.
Walker gets a block. Nice job strafing with Amos and making a play. And Skimbo will use his final timeout here.
That's a good point, Scott. It's the little things that matter. Skimbo clicking onto that defender before he got lead blocked, strafed him up, pulled back, and put him in position to make what could have been a touchdown or field goal saving tackle.
Calls timeout, subs out his punter to put Prater in, who's got although he's a kicker, has a stronger leg than Jordan Gay, who's only a 10 cap.
I'm telling you, I think Stevie's using one of those spot me controllers with the wire. It's a little smaller. So
he will punt it, and he gets it out of bounds. And probably the right call right there. You don't want to maybe try to get the first down and give Skimbo a chance at another 3 before the half.
Oh, absolutely the right call. If you would ask Stevie at the start of this game, hey, would you mind at the end of the first half, if you were up 2 scores getting the ball to start the second half against Skim, would you be happy? Stevie's taken that, I think, 10 out of 10 times.
So we got to upset Bruin here in LA, 17-3. Stevie J with the lead over Skimbo, and goes with only a 3-point lead over Prodigy there in Division A. Start of the third quarter here. Stevie J is going to get the ball first. He's just chilling right now, sipping on a latte here in LA, up 14. What's Skimbo got to do to get back in this one?
Well, first you need to get a stop on Stevie J to start the second half. You do not want this to become 3 possessions. And if you get this stop, you're right back in the ball game already, because your offense is that explosive where we know you can put up points. But I think this is going to be the biggest possession of this game so far, Mike Skim.
When you look at this division, we know about Stevie J, Skimbo, Spot Me Please, Kiv. And so you look at every time you play Stevie J is a game you got to win. Because getting past Spot Me, Kiv, and Skimbo, those games can go either way. But Stevie J looking tough.
Yeah, you can't sleep on this Steven Javaruski. I mean, the minute you think he's the sweet game in that division, you're already in trouble. I mean, this young man has been on fire all season long. And like I said, he was right there, almost made the Madden championship last year. It's been a long time coming for Stevie J. This has been a good young player for about 3 to 4 years now. He's just now finally getting the recognition that he probably deserves.
Von Miller saved a touchdown.
Oh.
And Walker getting loose again in the plus territory. 14 carries for 67 yards and a touchdown. Look at it again.
That's smart by Stevie J. You know that Amos has that secure tacklers all over Skimbo's field. So you're not going to really be able to truck him, so why not hit him with the little okey-doke spin?
To the air on first down. Mariota, good containment. So that's going to bring up a 2nd and 14.
Tendency I'm seeing from Stevie J is he'll run the ball with Walker, but he has no backup halfback, so he'll get these long runs with Walker, but after that happens, Herschel is too tired, so you'll catch Stevie in these situations where he's often passing on first down, so a little bit of a tell there. If you see him get a big run, he's likely to pass after that and keep Herschel in the block to give him some chance to rest. That's something you see in this salary cap. These guys, the way they build their team, they don't spend a lot of budget on good backup players on that depth chart. They fill up one personnel grouping on offense and defense with the best players they can, and just kind of hope those guys can go all game. Gets you in some trouble sometimes.
Can Skimbo punch Stevie off the field? 14-point game, big third down, and there's a sack. 4th and long now for Stevie.
Steve's going to have to punt this ball. I think Skimbo, who's been struggling on offense, work. Yep, there he goes.
Kicks it away with Prater. This time Hester kicks it in bounds, but didn't have any room to operate. So Skimbo once again starting a drive deep in his own territory. It's been the narrative thus far.
Yeah, this is a big drive right here for the #1 player in the world, Mike Skim.
Carson Wentz, nowhere to go. Vernon with another sack, 2 on the day.
You're doing a good job out of this 3-4, just generating pressure. Working a lot of Skimbo's routes with Anthony Barr, but again, Skimbo's had some open guys. He's just not been able to make those reads.
This time he drops back into coverage. There's Hester. And Hester will pick up the first down, and that'll give him a little breathing room. He's just 10 of 21 with a pick.
Yeah, but if you're Stevie J and you let Skimbo march down the field and get a touchdown right there, you feel like you've been outplaying him all game long. And Before you know it, Skimbo's banging on the door ready to kick it down. You don't want to get yourself in that situation if you're Stevie. You got to D up right here.
Let's go, Larry!
There it is!
Picked off by Wilson, the legend, and he might score.
Look how he's holding the rock.
Jamal Charles forces him out at the 23. Look at it again. Getting swaggy.
The legend, Larry Wilson. And look at this. Holding it like a loaf of bread.
Look like prime time out there. 1st and 10 now. Second pick of the game. And he goes straight. Yin-yang twins on him again. Wait till you see my pitch.
You see Stevie J. He's yelling at more pitch. Hashtag more pitch. And he was the one that kind of had that more pitch saying going around in the Madden community just because he ran the pitch play so well. And he continues to do that here in Ultimate League with all the momentum.
It was out in Las Vegas when he first debuted the pitch. Won the whole thing, an emotional acceptance speech. Said like no one believed in him.
Yep.
Well, they're believing now, 24-3 over Skimbo.
And the thing I'm worrying about is, I'm telling you, this gun bunch, so good, so effective. But when you're dealing with this level of competition, I'm worried that some of these players are just ready for that type of offense.
And Walker, untouched. The former Georgia Bulldog makes it 24-3. Maybe the best college running back of all time. Didn't have a great pro career. Remember, a couple years up in the USFL with Jim Kelly, Steve Young, some of those guys that took that early money. Didn't have a great NFL career. Played a couple seasons with the Generals in the USFL. 2nd and 17 for Skimbo. He's getting taken behind the woodshed right now by the young Imsteveyj.
Already 3 sacks.
And he throws another one. And the route is on here in LA.
It's a flood.
Stevie J looks over to us and says, it's a flood. Skimbo not happy. I'm telling you, Scott, I am worried if Skim is going to be able to make a run with this gun bunch offense. I mean, he's the master. He's the Belichick. He watches all the tape, but best believe these guys have been watching the tape on him.
And Larry Wilson with back-to-back interceptions. He's got 92 zone and 81 hands, and he's out there making plays.
We are seeing some of the different offenses make moves. We've seen True Boy have some success, Problem have some success, Dreeny, Stevie J in those tight slots.
2nd and 7. More pitch.
Sometimes it's easy to run the meta, but sometimes the meta will just get you punched in the mouth. Go up against the wrong guy.
These guys in the bunch, it's worked for him for 3 seasons. Little humble pie here in LA. Skimbo is on the verge of losing 3 straight games. He started the season winning 7 in a row in live events, including a belt. Didn't make the challenge. It was Kiv who knocked him out of that one.
This has gotten out of line.
Get him, boy! Get him, boy!
It's Stevie just holding that controller. You should see him right up there on the stage right now.
Still going to be 3 possessions. 24-point game. 10 seconds to go in the quarter.
He's not happy. I mean, he'll regroup. You know, we're talking a lot about his offense or whatnot, and that's one guy you got to think he's going to go back to the drawing board and he'll be ready for his next game this season. But right now, Stevie J just...
You talked about it earlier. Skim winning 27-3 back in the Classic. What's the score right now?
27-3.
Flipping the script here in the 3rd quarter.
Kind of like when the Bills blew out the Patriots at week 1, the first year they had Drew Bledsoe. In the last game of the season, Patriots go ahead and return the favor.
And that will conclude the 3rd. 27-3. Imsteveyj all over Skimbo. There you see the big lead, and goes trying to get some separation from Prodigy. At the end of the third, it's 9-3. Start of the fourth quarter, desperation time for Michael Skimbo. Down 24, and you feel like if you don't get something going right here, you need a whole lot of Madden magic. But if you can't get it going right here, it might be over.
I'll tell you what, Scott, Imsteveyj's out here setting Ultimate League records. He has 10 sacks against Michael Skimbo so far in this game, and that's the most sacks we've ever seen in a single game of Ultimate League.
Well, he made some adjustments along the line, bringing the 42 cap Bosa in for this matchup. And it's paid off. But here's the thing. If you're one-dimensional, you know, your opponents are going to start feeding off of that. In these last three games that Skimbo has struggled in, that's what, you know, the players have done.
And we haven't seen Skimbo, you know, he stays in this bunch, he doesn't run the ball a lot, but we usually see him have success with that halfback draw play out of the bunch. We haven't seen barely any draws from him so far in this game.
And my question is, did Problem Right in Minnesota expose Michael Skimbo's bunch?
I don't think so.
It was locked up, boxed up.
Skimbo was moving the ball in that game decently well. It came down to that big interception where Problem just lurked and he threw it right at him.
Well, he's thrown 3 picks in this one.
Yeah, I think, like I said, the problem is just being one-dimensional. You fall behind, so now you really know you don't got to worry about that draw play.
And there's the 11th sack of the day. Peppers this time.
And I think one thing Problem did do is that Anthony Barr interception that Problem got against Skimbo. Skimbo was constantly bringing it up that, you know, Barr is a monster. And, you know, you see Imsteveyj causing all that havoc with Anthony Barr over the field. It might be causing Skim to hesitate a little bit on some of these reads. Oh, God.
Oh, boy. Right when you see Anthony Barr bail, you got to take off with Rentz, right? You got to get moving.
More scrambling.
And remember, we asked Skimbo, would you ever use Mariota? And he said, heck no.
There's a Lynch guy. Stevie's got a spy out on that field, though. Crashes it.
Here comes 4th down. Let's get a game update.
Well, guys, Prodigy has been struggling to get his offense going all game. Finally puts a drive together, gets in the end zone. He is up 10-9 on goes. About 4 minutes left in the fourth.
3:03 over here. It's a 21-point game now. 3 minutes left. I mean, you would need, oh, here he goes. He's done the calculations. This might be it. And he's got it.
Jesus Christ.
That face says it all. Little onside kick. And a good job getting down on it was Ocho Cinco. Calvin, excuse me. That was Johnson, Chad Johnson.
Still just a 3-score game with 3 minutes left.
Woo, Derek! Come on, Derek.
He's throwing Stevies to Stevie today.
91 zone. If not, that white ball.
Derek Brooks almost picked it off.
Can't say it enough, man. Good defense.
You see Skim, he said, I can't say enough good defense. I mean,
You got to go up top here. He's pressed on the outside. You got to go up top at some point.
And that other game. I know we want to establish the story and talk about these guys, Skim and Imsteveyj, that they're great fellas, but I can't help but be curious. I mean, you got 10-9 over going on in the other ball game.
A lot of time left in that one, though, in the fourth. Charles to the 38. This is a must score. I mean, it's. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's a long way off. Skimbo would have to have everything go right and score quickly. And right now, Imsteveyj is just sort of locking him up.
I mean, this could be a morale booster for Skim. Unless he's got a whole bunch more onside kicks in his pocket, but I mean, being able to put
points do matter.
Get a touchdown, that'll be a big deal for him.
Just nothing there, and he drops it once again. He's 18 for 34.
My wide receivers are letting me down, though.
This is a huge upset if this holds. Drop to 0-2 in the league, in the division, the toughest division in all the Ultimate League. And you know, young Kiv and Spot Me back in the Players Lounge with a grin ear to ear.
Nice little Players Lounge back there.
A little velvet couch.
A nice comfortable couch, big screen to watch the games.
Justin Chow said, I can't sit on this thing. I might fall asleep. 2:04 to go in this one. Don't worry, we'll keep you up to date with what's going on between Prodigy and G.O.A.T, and we'll catch the final minutes of that one. Here at the 2-minute warning, can Skimbo punch it in? Let's be honest, you score here, and if you don't get the extra point, it's pretty much beyond miracles. 11 tackles for Wilson. He's got 2 interceptions and 11 tackles.
Larry Wilson.
He's a goon.
Gooned out this game for sure.
And another pick. This one's over. This one is in the fridge. Anthony Barr and Imsteveyj has disassembled Michael Skimbo.
Imsteveyj told us how good he felt about that Anthony Barr, and boy, did he show up with him in this game. That's what I'm talking about. Look at that. Good old 10-9 ball game in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, that's almost going to hit the 2-minute warning.
Now we're talking.
Our great production team all over it. 1-point game. And we have 2 upsets.
Field goal range. You got a kicker.
This is interesting, too, because he got Noble Prodigy with all 3 of his timeouts. Ghost just got himself into field goal range. I mean, this is the nitty-gritty. You talk about stepping right into the action, Coltrane.
How about that? Redskins, Eagles. Locked in. And Herschel will pick up the first down. So 2-minute warning. 2 timeouts for G.O.A.T, 3 for Prodigy. Ball at the 28-yard line and a 1-point game.
Remember, both of these players 0-1 so far in the Ultimate League, so both of them trying to sniff up their first win. Sniff out.
G.O.A.T from New Jersey. Prodigy from just up the road in Fontana, California. Mariota, quick throw. There's Grant reaching for the first. He's going to be just shy.
I talked to Prodigy, and he said, you know, he's always made it here to California at these live events, and only had to come about an hour down to here. He said, I've never flown on a plane, so really would like to make those playoffs, get on a plane to Dallas, and rock out over at the draft.
Well, that draft is going to be something else. You know about Jerry World, the big Cowboys Stadium out in Arlington. Draft happening in Frisco, Texas, which is right up the Dallas North Tollway. Booming part of the Metroplex. He didn't get the first down, so we got a 3rd and inches here as Prodigy steps in with a timeout. This is the play. You either stop him here or goes, tries to bleed out the rest of this clock and kicks a game-winning field goal. It's a formation we've seen so many times from the EMB crew on short yardage. He's going to go to the air. quick throw on the run commit, and Tyreek Hill will lay down. That's a Madden move at the 9-yard line.
It's very smart right there by G.O.A.T. He's just going to try to milk this clock down and kick the game-winning field goal. Only problem for G.O.A.T. is he's had a history of just straight laying down and buckling.
Oh, no.
On some game-winning field goals.
You're going to do him like that, huh?
Well, he's gotten over it this year, but
well,
he did several times last year, and the kicking hasn't changed much since then.
So 1st and goal, 2 timeouts left for Prodigy. Clock on the move. Prodigy will use a timeout. 10-9. 1-point game. Goes with the ball. Going to try to get that last timeout out of Prodigy's pocket. Hands it off to Herschel. Walker. Got to be on conservative here, you would think, even with the strip animation. "30 seconds left in this one. Prodigy still has one more timeout, so he will get the ball back.
How good has the clock management been by G.O.A.T. though, huh?
So it was so key after he got the 1st down, not to go in the end zone. And got a final over in our other game between Imsteveyj and Skimbo. Imsteveyj with a big victory over there. So it's going to be all on the shoulders of Prater. It's going to be a 28-yarder to win this one. Goes. Still can get blocked. Watch for the block.
You see him just sitting back. He's got his hand. He's holding down that A button. As soon as he lets that A button go, they'll go for the kick. There it is.
And Goes has won it. A game-winning field goal, 12-10. Avoids going 0-2 in the Elite Conference. And wow. 2 games, 2 very different narratives. Goes gets the victory. And Imsteveyj with the upset thus far in the Ultimate League, 27-6 over the #1 player in the world. Let's go to Adrian Lawrence, who's standing by with both Imsteveyj and Skimbo.
Thanks, Scott. Yes, here, Imsteveyj, you got the win. The last time the two of you played, I think he beat you by 24, and now you beat him by 21.
Yeah.
What happened with your game?
I stepped up my defense a lot. I play West Coast, which is his offense, pretty much every day. Multiple versions of it. I watch a lot of tape. Just made some key adjustments and got the win.
All right. And Skimbo, usually very cerebral with the game, took a number of sacks. Kind of what happened?
Man, you got to give credit when credit's due. He came ready to play, and I didn't. That's my fault. But I'll make adjustments, and I'll go from there. But, I mean, I'm not going to take anything away from him. The dude played freaking amazing. You got to give him credit.
And you do have a long season ahead, so what kind of adjustments do you think you'll be making?
I can't say that out loud, but I will be making adjustments, that's for sure.
All right, then. And Imsteveyj, what are you looking forward to as you continue on in your season now that you have this win under your belt?
I'm just glad to get one in the win column and just keep it up. This is a long season, so it's just got to keep up this momentum.
All right, best of luck to you both. To you, Dave and Rico.
All right, thank you, Adrian. Appreciate that. Congrats to Stevie, the man from Clearwater, Florida, showing out in his first Ultimate League action.
So now does this mean that Stevie can tell everybody he beat Skimbo in a game for $1,000?
That's right. That is a $1,000 money game. Also a huge win here in the Ultimate League. Let's take a look at the highlights from this massive upset